Is it really coming from across the street? That's really reflecting from across the street. Holy shit, dude. Before we start this video, a little weird tidbit. If there's like some kind of weird glare going across my face, oddly enough, I just realized where that's coming from because I was trying to figure it out. The windshield on the car across the street, kind of diagonal from me, is glaring through my door, my front door window, into my office, onto my face. Very odd, and I'm actually kind of going blind on one side. So yeah, weird randomness that happens at my house. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kristina Bak. I am the current writer of the Khunda, and today I'm actually slightly excited. We're talking about you finished your first draft. Now what do you do? First off, I'm gonna go ahead and say congratulations if you just finished your first draft or you recently finished your first draft. It is insanely difficult to do. Ask any writer. We all know it's like, what the hell? So yes, very difficult. High five yourself. Congrats. Let's go on with this video. You just finished your first draft. You have no idea what to do from here, and I don't blame you because I did the exact same thing. I finished my first draft and I was like, woohoo! And then I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? So I actually spent a couple weeks kind of researching what I was supposed to do from there, different ways of editing and things like that. And then I started to come across a lot of people saying, don't edit yet. So let's go ahead and go through a couple of steps that explain why. First thing, first and foremost, you just finished your draft, you just typed the last word, celebrate. Throw a party, do something, go out for dinner, go buy ice cream, I don't know, whatever you do to celebrate, celebrate. It's a huge milestone to be able to finish a first draft. I mean, some people don't even get to that point, and you know, most people are like, oh, it's super easy, and you're like, no, it's not, because it's not. So congratulate yourself and celebrate the fact that you did it. You finished a first draft, which most people don't ever do. Give yourself a congratulations. Be proud of yourself for a minute and say, I did this. I hit a milestone, which most people don't. So go ahead, pat yourself on the back, congratulate yourself. If that's by going out and buying a few notebooks, which tends to be my thing, or, you know, whatever you find exhilarating, go ahead and do something like that to congratulate yourself and just say, good job, job well done. Let's move on to the next step. So the next step is the one that I kept finding, and I kept having people tell me, walk away, let it rest. You'll hear the terms like written differently, said differently. Either way, it's gonna be just kind of like walking away from that draft. So you take that draft, you put it away. Either if you hand wrote it, you put it in a drawer somewhere. If it's on your computer, just put the file away somewhere, close it up so you don't look at it again. So I've seen people say for 2 weeks, I've seen people say for at least a month. So I put mine away for a month. Longest month of my life. So it's one of those things where you want to go, you want to keep it, you're so excited, you're on that like high of go, go, go. But I feel like they're completely right when they say let it rest, because if you kept going and you kept pushing, you just went straight into editing, you get burned out really easily, and then you would just end up with like a first or second draft and just be like, ugh, forget this. So definitely let it rest, walk away, you know, give it time to kind of settle in your brain and just kind of leave it there. While you're doing this, there's a few things you could do during that 2 weeks to a month or 2 months or however long you decide you want to let it rest. So you could do a few different things. First off, you could write something else. If you already have something plotted, outlined, and ready to go, start writing that. If you don't, but you have stories in your head, go ahead and start plotting and outlining that one. Start working on the next story, doing research for it. Or if yours is going to be a part of a series, a great idea would be to go ahead and start working on the outline or the plotting of book 2 in your series, or 3, it depends on where you are. Another tip would also just be if you just are working on this one book and you don't really have plans to write another one, or you do, just not anytime soon, you want to kind of get this one done first, that's perfectly fine. Go be an adult. If you're not an adult, go be a teen, go be a kid, whatever. But the whole point is just go off and do things that you like. Go do what you need to do, adults, you know, be a kid, you know, get some good grades, something like that. Go work on something else that has nothing to do with the writing, or you could keep doing writing prompts. So if you love to write, but you just kind of don't want to write into the book just yet, which I don't blame you, it is a very long process. But you could always just do writing prompts or short stories or something like that to kind of just keep your, keep you well oiled and ready to go for when you're ready to edit. Another great idea is also to go ahead and just do some research on the editing process and find what works for you. So editing is a long, difficult, challenging process. Raise your hand right now if you're with me on this one. It is a process that'll make or break you. It will definitely make you cry some days. It'll make you so happy and exhilarated that you're alive. And then yet again, like I said, the next day you'll just be dropped down in the dumps and be like, why am I doing this? So it's definitely a challenging process. So I say go ahead and do some research on it. Try and make it a little bit easier on yourself, and hopefully that'll help. Now, my last little thing is after your time of rest, whether it be 2 weeks, 2 months, 4 years, whatever, go ahead and just do a read through. So for this one, I say grab an extra notebook, or if you want, you can do like smaller pages so you have like a bigger margin and you can write notes on there. Just read through, highlight things you want to change, write things down that you want to change or you want to like revise or something like that. Put marks. Don't do anything super heavy. So I would suggest printing out your entire book. So if it's not already on paper, make sure it's on paper. And I would, if you hand wrote it or if you typed it out on like an old-fashioned typewriter, anything like that, I make sure you have 2 copies. So go ahead and make a copy. So you have a first copy that you just put in the drawer and that just stays there just in case you want to go back to it and see if there's something you wanted to put back in or something like that. Same thing with on the computer. I have Scrivener and I tend to use that, so I'll make a copy of it. So I'll have first draft manuscript, second draft manuscript, third draft manuscript. So as I edit each time, I'll go through and make a new copy of it so I can actually go back and be like, ooh, wait, there was something in the first draft that I want to put back into the third draft, so I can go back to those. So make sure you have some kind of a copy like that so you can always go back and check and see what you did. But just go through and read it as a reader. Read it thinking if you have any questions in your head that you're like, oh, well, why is this character doing this? So you can write that question on the side, and then as you're going back and writing it, if you want to give them the answer, go ahead. If not, don't give them the answer. So that's all I have for you today on what to do after you finish your first draft. Like I said, congratulations. I'm so proud of you for finishing your first draft because that's really hard to do and not a lot of people get to that point, and that's insane that you've done that. So high five, congratulations, pat on the back, whatever you need, because you did it, and that's such a great feeling. I know it is, and I'm like, I miss that feeling because I'm in editing where I just want to cry. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Go ahead and check me out over on KristinaBakBooks.com, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.